Last episode, I said a kill criterion tells you when to stop, and that stopping is the cheap half. Here is the expensive half. Somewhere this week, in a room, somebody will say no to something, and the no will arrive with no number on it. It will lose. It nearly always loses, because an unquantified no is an opinion, and a confident yes is also an opinion, and only one of them has somebody's enthusiasm behind it. That was survivable when building was slow, because the queue filtered itself. Generation got cheap. Now the yeses arrive faster than anybody can weigh them, and the queue is where good work goes to wait. And here is the part nobody enjoys: your confidence about which one is right has been measured, and it is close to worthless. Last episode 1 put the base rates on screen, about a third of ideas working at Microsoft down to 8% in Airbnb search, and the contest where 3 of 21 experts picked the winning widget, and they were the experimentation people. Take both as settled now, established priors rather than fresh news. The lesson is not that you should predict harder. It is that prediction is the wrong instrument. You cannot reliably say which thing will win. You can say what each thing costs, and what it stops you from doing. So, the technique, cost of delay, LITE. 2 questions, and you can answer both before lunch. First, what does a week of this team cost? Not the salary line. The loaded week, the people, the review time it will consume, the thing they are not doing while they do this. Second, what does the queue displace? If this goes in front, what goes behind, and what does the waiting cost that thing? Reinertson's line is that if you only quantify one thing, quantify the cost of delay, and the reason is that delay is the one cost that is always being paid and never being invoiced. The exhibit is Maersk line, presented at Agile 2013 out of the Black Swan farming work. One feature, cheap to build. They measured what delaying it cost, and it came to $200,000 a week. It sat in the queue for 38 weeks. That is roughly $8 million, spent quietly, by nobody, in a queue everybody had agreed to. Notice what actually went wrong there. Nobody made a bad call about that feature. Nobody made a call at all. The number existed the whole time, and the queue was ordered by opinion, because the number had never been written down. Now the humility, because the obvious way to ruin this is to invent precision. Take RICE, reach times impact times confidence, divided by effort. Its own inventor says the quiet part out loud. 3 of the 4 inputs are estimates, so a score of 2 points for his theater. The value is not the decimal. It is that scoring forces a conversation nobody was otherwise going to have. So estimate in ranges, and say the range out loud. Somewhere between 4 and 12 hours a week is a real claim, and somebody can argue with it. 7.5 is a number pretending it was measured. Which gives you the framing rule, and it comes straight from that widget contest. You are pricing options. You are not picking winners. Those are different jobs, and only one of them is possible. Picking the winner runs near chance, and it stays near chance however senior the room is. Pricing is arithmetic, and arithmetic does not care how enthusiastic anybody is. So the one-page case never says this will work. It says this costs about that much, it displaces that other thing, and here is what we learn either way. A no with that on it is expensive to argue with. So, the suggester, and the choice sitting in front of it. Last episode we pre-committed the kill criteria and set the date at the finale, which settles when we stop, not whether the next 2 weeks go into this at all. There is a competing use for exactly those 2 weeks. Option 1 is retrieval grounding, so the model quotes the real refund policy instead of inventing one. Price it. 2 people, 2 weeks, and a delay cost that is not flat, because the error analysis had 19 failures and 11 of them were that invented refund window. That is the pile the criteria fire on. If grounding does not land before the finale, the criterion fires and everything spent here gets written off in one meeting. Option 2 is better search over past tickets, which the agents have asked for twice, unprompted, in sessions where we were asking them about something else. Price that too. 6 agents, searching perhaps 15 times a day, losing 2 minutes each time to a search that returns the wrong ticket. Call it 3 to 6 hours a week across the team, and the low end of that is still real. But the shape is different. That work is worth the same in 6 weeks as it is worth today. Nothing expires while it waits. Its cost of delay is close to flat, and flat is the thing you can afford to leave in the queue. So, the one-page case, both columns, read out. Value delivered, search wins, because it saves hours we can count, and grounding saves hours we are guessing at. Information bought, grounding wins, and it is not close, because it is the only work that resolves the hardest assumption before a date we have already committed to. So the 2 weeks go to grounding, and the reason goes on the page in one sentence. We are buying the option to kill this cheaply. We are not buying the feature. That is what pricing an option looks like when you write it down. And the uncomfortable half stays on the page, because this is exactly where a number case gets quietly edited. Priced honestly, this whole feature is a small number, and even at its ceiling it saves less than a better search box would. The ceiling, if grounding works perfectly, is 42 of 50, and a ceiling is not an estimate. Which is precisely why the criteria stay where last episode put them. Acceptance at or above 62%, 0 Tier 1 Oracle violations. Judge and human agreement at 90%. A price that came out small is not a reason to lower the bar. It is a reason to find out sooner. So, the self-check, and this is the one that stings. Take your number case to a motivated arguer, a colleague who wants the thing built, or a model told to play one, and ask them to take it apart. 2 attacks land almost every time. The first is that you counted the benefit and never counted what it displaced, which makes a business case a wish with arithmetic on it. The second is a decimal with no range behind it. If your case only survives silence, it is not finished. If it survives somebody who wanted the thing built, you can say no in one sentence and mean it. The exercise, this week, take the next thing in your queue and write the one-pager. 20 minutes, and 1 page, what a week of this team costs, what it displaces, the range rather than the point, and what you learn either way. The artifact is the cost of delay one-pager, linked below with this episode's receipts. And you will know it worked the first time and know of yours survives a meeting without you raising your voice, because the number is doing the arguing. Which leaves the last question. If you can price 1 bet, you can price 5. Next episode, build 5, kill 4.